we play shows for MTAC once a year, most of the time, and that's always a lot of fun, dude.
Hell yeah! All right, let's okay. I'm gonna play our intro, and then we can begin.
Cool.
Because we have a new intro. This is the unveiling of our new intro.
You're the first guest to have an intro.
Right.
Awesome.
This is the Eager to Hear podcast. Discover new music every week with your hosts, Alex and Andrew.
All right, what'd you think of the intro?
I thought it was great.
Hell yeah, dude.
I really did. I dug it.
All right, so welcome to the Eager to Hear podcast. This is episode 32. We are here today with Joe from Vladopus9. How you doing?
Hello, everyone.
So who are you?
I'm really proud of you. You said our band name right, dude. That's awesome.
Wait, how do people usually say it?
Man, you have. I can't even. Sometimes it's not even logical.
Like, what do people say? Can you think of any?
Vladopus is pretty popular, and Vladopus, I guess, is how they would say it. Like, so, you know.
Vladopus makes a lot of sense because it's close to platypus, right? Where does the name come from? Where does the name come from?
It's kind of like a joke, man. It's like from like Dracula and like the duck-billed platypus. I kind of got this thing. I kind of always thought like humans may be genetically engineered, you know? And so it's kind of like a joke about how in the old days they used to say like vampires and stuff were how you could live forever. And now it's like genetic engineering. And so it's just a joke about how like they're all still chasing the same stuff, just with a different idea.
All right.
And so, like the Nines were like old science fiction movie.
Humans are genetically engineered?
Well, you know, man, I always thought there had to be some kind of intervention, man. You know. So
what do you think the intervention is?
I think like, you know, like somebody more sophisticated than us, like, you know, genetically engineered life on the planet. Like
aliens or?
Yeah, probably. That's probably what I would say if I wasn't on a podcast.
Oh, you can say what you think, or you don't want to talk about it.
No, that's what I think. Yeah. Yeah, I've always been into like that ancient astronaut stuff.
Oh, so is it like humans were Neanderthals or something, and then there was some kind of intervention that genetically modified us into what we are? Is that what you think?
Yeah, that's what
That's an interesting theory, and there's a lot of evidence for it, I think.
Yeah, there's actually, man, it's like so much.
It's like out of nowhere we started making technology and all this crazy shit.
Yeah, plus, you know, man, they don't really like evolution works on most things, but like especially like with humans, man, you know, like the ability to think and function cognitively in such a significant jump.
Yeah, you're right.
It's kind of hard to explain that from, you know, eating and dying and reproducing.
So yeah, like I think our DNA is like 1% different than like monkeys or something like that, but it's like, where does that 1% come from, you know? Like, yeah, nothing else has that.
Yeah, there's a lot of stuff about the human brain that they don't really understand yet.
So do you think like some of the technology we had was brought to us or like shown to us?
I don't know, man. Like that stuff gets all into like real like just opinion stuff.
Oh yeah,
like, you know, but I'm kind of like into like I dig the idea of the secret space program stuff. So
what, like Roswell, New Mexico, or like
kind of like it's kind of like the idea that like around the late 1940s, there became a breakaway function of society, and they use that technology to build a society that a lot of people don't know about. kind of crazy stuff, man, like Star Trek stuff, and it gets all crazy, but it's really interesting.
It is interesting. I love stuff like that. So should we go back into your music and talk about that?
I'm sure there are people right now that hope I do.
You're like, people are like, what's going on? What are we watching right now? Okay. So all right, so what do you consider your type of music? Because on your website it says like experimental avant-garde art rock. So what does that mean?
Yeah. Well, it's kind of weird. Like, I guess we're like in the industry, we're an alternative rock band. That's what we are, because that covers the gambit basically. But to us, man, like, you know, me and Chris and Lisa, we're just like a punk band, man. We don't have any rules, you know. We play whatever we want. We don't limit ourselves, other than making sure we don't try to recreate things.
Yeah, I like you have an interesting sound.
Yeah, I really appreciate that. It's what we are, you know, all three of us. It's what we are. We had a bass player for a while that's on some of the recordings. He was a good guy. He ended up having to do some other stuff. So, you know, but yeah, man, it's everything we are, man.
Yeah, I thought your take on the vocals were interesting. What can you say about the way you do vocals?
That's Lisa, man. She had never been in a band or anything. She'd never done music, and turn of events caused it to really need to take place for me to progress musically with what I was doing. She uses Vocal 300, those old Digitechs, and man, it's just pretty awesome what she's done with it. It's so only her kind of idea.
Yeah, it sounds cool. Yeah. So should we play one of your songs?
Yeah, sure, man.
All right. Enabler, is that a good one to start with?
Yeah, you could. Yeah, whatever one you want to do.
All right. This is Enabler by Vladopus9, or what was the other one? Vladopus or?
Yeah, dude. It was like POUS9.
Pose. Okay.
Yeah, it was hard to figure out how to say it.
We begin this tale in a castle with guests, but will they all live is anyone's guess. As their toes little dipped in the boat, the slurs and wolves get faster than an air's goat, and flies bound to those dripping throats.
Tell us more! Goats with dripping throats? We love stories! Tell us more!
Back and forth, to and fro, speeding up, going slow, is your law. Simpletons and branders, all went by to die.
They wait in line to die! But what of the goats with dripping throats? Tell us more stories! We want to know more!
We have concluded this tale of woe, and our song of higher we cleanse the coast, over we rise and have no lioness.
Oh, but what of the goats with dripping throats? And the people! They wait in line to die! Tell us more stories! We want to know more! What happened? Tell us more! Tell us more!
Yeah, she puts all kinds of crazy effects on the vocals and stuff. I like the way she
Oh
does
yeah,
it.
it's crazy, and that's like, you know, that's not like layered stuff. I mean, like, that's what we are live, you know.
So how does that translate in a live setting? Does she have like all her like adjustments and everything, or?
Yeah, well, I mean, it's all just this vocal pedal, so, you know, she just masters it.
That's sick, dude.
Yeah, it's pretty crazy, man. I've been doing music stuff forever, and I don't know if I've ever encountered a vocalist like Lisa before, man.
That's cool. You got a unique take. So what was the initial inspiration for why you wanted to start a band and get into music?
I guess I had to, man. Like growing up, like that was kind of what we all did. We all tried to play music. You know, we were all terrible at it, but you know, that was what we did, that and skateboarding and stuff. And So I don't know, man. Like I guess a better way to answer that is I had to start playing live because I just couldn't take it anymore. Like creating something that I was proud of and not sharing it, I guess, is what happened. I just now, like, dude, like if I go too long without playing a show, man, I become like a jerk.
All right. No,
So,
playing live's
yeah.
fun. Like standing up on stage and performing is a lot of fun.
Oh yeah, man. Yeah, I live for it, dude.
It takes a certain type of person because you have that like anxiety, but that's like can fuel you to do better and like feel good.
Yeah, I try to, like, when we play live, man, I try to feel as terrible as I can and be as uncomfortable as I can, because once I get on, like, you know, like I get on stage and I feel all these awfulness, and once I forget about all that, then I just, like, something takes over and I just start really connecting to everything, syncing up and stuff, you know.
Yeah, dude, that's awesome. Let's see what's next. All right, so if you could take society as a whole, I don't know why I wrote this question. If you could take society as a whole and the way people perceive music, what do you think that what do you wish that people would change about the way they see music?
Man, I really wish that, like, I don't like to say it, you know, but I really wish that bands understood that, like, they're supposed to not sound like anyone else. Like, you know, if you're making, you know, real art for it, you know, man, there just shouldn't be something that sounds like you know, that it should be your own. And I really wish that. I wish, like, the formula for music could just be thrown away and people just really only wrote, you know, what they were thinking and feeling and stuff, you know.
Yeah, right. There is a strict formula a lot of people follow, and some of the people I've talked to,
yeah.
I know that they start off with another person's song as their starting point when they write music.
Yeah, you know, I'm really lucky, man, because, like, I play in a band where we encourage each other to not recreate stuff. And so, like, you know, like, I know a lot of bands, like, people, they have to start whole other bands in order to be able to play a certain way. And, like, in Vladopus9, man, we just do what we want. So, you know, it really makes it possible for us to be a different band every song or something, to that kind of idea, you know.
Yeah, I noticed you have a few different sounds between different songs. It's awesome.
Yeah.
So when you practice, do you just show up and say, hey, I got this idea, and then just kind
of you know what, it's kind of weird. Every great once in a while I'll write a song completely, like, you know, and then I'll bring it to the table and we'll all adjust with it and make it our own pieces. But, you know, for the most part, man, we just kind of, like, get together and we just play for a minute or however long it takes to sync up. And in that, there'll be something we dig. Like the new thing we're working on, one of them, the drummer, he brought over 3 parts and they were insanely difficult. It was insane. And that's how we're writing that song, is off of the drums rather than like anything else. But in the end, most of them, they all get written a different way, kind of idea, I think, is the best way to put that. We all write the song.
So does each member write just their own parts, or do you kind of like influence, like do you like influence the drums or the vocals, or do you trade off like that?
No, I guess the honest way to say that is we all do what we want. You know, like nobody's ever like, I think we should try something else or something. We all make what we all are doing work one way or another. So, you know, it's not really like every great once in a while, like Transparent Fences, like I pretty much had that entire song written out when I showed it to them. So, you know, there's exceptions, but in the end, by the time we're done with it as a band, you know, we've all contributed enough, you know.
That's cool. You all get along like that. It can be rare in bands.
Yeah, we have really good chemistry, man. I just got lucky, dude.
Do you ever just get up on stage and just like improvise a song right there?
Well, kind of. I guess kind of what we do is like, you know how one of us will mess up or something. So right there on the fly, we'll either write a brand new part or we'll mess around with some noise for a second, just so everyone can get back on track. But for the most part, everything's really structured. I know that like with Expires on Tuesday and a couple of others, a lot of the noise parts, they're however we're feeling at the moment kind of idea.
Oh, so it becomes something different depending on where you're playing?
Well, that's kind of why I'm hesitant to say that, because that's not exactly true. I don't know if other people would notice it, but we definitely notice it, you know, that we recreate moments according to how bad our days were or whatever. We call it kind of like a loose thing, you know, we're loose when we're like that.
Oh yeah, that's cool.
But it's
just
always
like
the same song. It's always, everything comes in when it's, you know what I mean?
just throw your emotion into it.
Yeah, I guess that's a way to put it.
So let's see. Should we go with another song now?
Sure.
This is Say Now Stravinsky.
Yeah.
I like the title. I like the title. That's why I picked it. It's a good song.
Yeah, I take that.
I was totally listening. No, I can hear you fine. So is this right here? You have my attention. Can you repeat that? So is this like the chorus? You call that music? You're sucking all the air out of the room. Did I miss something? So is this the turnaround? Was that the 4 or the 1? I'm lost all over again. Is it over now? Was that the end? Was I out of time? Who even cares?
So yeah, I like that song a lot. So what can you say about that song? And it kind of like breaks the fourth wall a little bit.
Yeah, it's like we wanted to make a joke about songwriting, and so that was our attempt to be humorous about how stringent it is to write a song, kind of like what we were talking about earlier.
Or like the rigid structure that she's like, oh, is this the chorus?
Yeah, like, you know how it's always got to be so precise. It's weird, man. Like, we wrote this song making fun of songwriting, and that's the one that people really dig, man.
It's got a good beat,
like,
yeah.
Yeah, it's weird.
Well, when you're expecting to hear something a certain way, then you like it more, right? Because people like things that are familiar.
Yeah, I think that's what it is.
So what's the title of that song? Who is Stravinsky?
That's talking about Igor Stravinsky. Do you know who he is?
No, I don't.
He was I never say what era he was because I always get it wrong, but he was this composer and he wrote some pretty crazy stuff that at his time, you know, people, they weren't ready for it. And so that's kind of what it is. It's just a shout out to this composer, that prolific dude. He's been in so much stuff, it's insane. But like, you know, in his time, he was too much.
Oh yeah, that's
so it's
well, over time, like a lot of artists that people didn't like during their time become like super famous. That happens all the time, doesn't it?
Yeah, man. A lot of I still listen to a lot of the same bands I did when I was young, you know, just because nothing's really replaced it, you know.
If you go super old, like Mozart, like everyone hated Mozart. They said he like had his music was too busy and had too many notes.
I took a classical class in high school, and I really got into like Chopin a little bit, you know.
That stuff's really
I really
awesome.
like
Yeah, that kind of music is really good.
Yeah, it's serious stuff.
That was when they were like defining what the rules are, you know.
Yeah, like, you know, like as long as you weren't breaking some kind of religious context, you were good, dude.
Oh yeah, religious got everyone lose their minds. Yeah. So let's see. Okay, this is a question we ask every single person that comes on. Okay, how would you describe your perfect sandwich?
Oh, you know what, man? I've been eating bacon and tomato sandwiches, so that's probably it with mayonnaise and pepper.
So no lettuce, just the bacon and tomato?
Yeah, no, I don't like lettuce, man. I don't know why.
You know, it can get soggy. It can get soggy, you know. So Andrew, what do you think about the music so far?
I like it. I like it. It's different, for sure, but I like it.
Best review 2019. I'm just kidding.
I'll take it, man. I really
That's
appreciate
cool.
that.
No, this is you're a great guest. Let's see.
No, yeah, I'll definitely listen to it after.
All right, let's see. So what are your plans for the future as far as like live shows? It looks like you're playing a lot of shows.
Yeah, we usually play really heavy, but we took May off to just kind of, I don't know, we had just kind of released the album, and there was a lot of pressure taken off of us as a band and bandmates and everything. So we kind of just been relaxing in May. We have this really big cut that we're going to be doing over the summer, and like I'm taking a lot of time to just mentally prepare to do that song. This like epic, like ridiculously epic Nashville songwriter here. He heard our album at the studio, and he decided he wanted to let us cut a song that was going to like it was going to end up going to a major label country artist, but he wants us to turn it into what we would do with it. So, it's going to be crazy.
Oh, that's interesting. So you're like, when you say cut the song, what do you mean by that?
Okay, so like they sent me the song, and I can use as much or as little as I want. Just so we're gonna take this song and we're gonna take it from this very traditional hit song, country song kind of idea, and we're gonna turn it into something that is our approach to that. So we're gonna take someone else's song and we're gonna cut it in the studio.
Oh, that sounds like a lot of fun.
Oh yeah, like it's a new opportunity for me, probably everyone. And so it's like this thing that's going to be impossible to do and is going to be awesome once it's done, kind of idea.
Is that something you've attempted before, or is it just a new thing for you?
No, normally I wouldn't. Like I don't know how to say it. We like to do our own music kind of idea. We write everything ourselves and so forth. But this guy, he's a really nice guy, and he's prolific. And so in that combination of him being friends with our friend and everything else, it's just like, it's too good to not do. It's too rare of an opportunity.
Oh yeah, always take those opportunities.
I know that a lot of people are talking about how crazy this is, that someone like us is going to cut something like from someone like that.
I can't wait to hear that. It sounds awesome.
I would tell you more, but I'm not allowed to say any more.
Oh, that's fair. Yeah, that's fair.
Yeah.
So can we talk about the album cover you have?
Yeah, sure.
So I like, so it's like a steaming pile of your logos.
Well, those are our CDs. They're like a pile of crap, and it's already expired, and that's our music.
And the cigarette smoke is kind of part of that. It's
well, it's like, I guess it's like steam coming off of the freshly made CDs.
Oh, and he's like, ew, that stinks. Okay, it's like a sweaty
totally,
sock.
dude.
Yeah.
Yeah, totally.
So you refer to your music as crap?
we I think the way to answer that, man, is like all three of us, we feel that, you know, we're serious musicians, that, you know, we're breaking into new ideas, you know, but in the end, man, we're just like regular people, man. You know, we're broke. We still pay bills. Like, you know, so it's like, you know, we understand that we're very creative musicians and we pull off stuff that probably isn't typical. But in the end, man, you know, we're just people. So, you know, we just kind of like to always play a joke on that. You know, it's always about, you know, not taking it too seriously, even though we take it very seriously.
Yeah, that makes sense. You got to be able to make fun of yourself every once in a while.
Yeah, totally. You know.
So what's a challenge you faced, like when you're playing a live show? Like what's a difficult situation you found yourself in?
I guess like it's like really important for me to be able to hear the drums. And so like I battled that a lot, always being able to hear the drums over everything else. I guess that's my obstacle. And I know our drummer, he really needs to be able to hear me, so that's an obstacle for him.
Yeah, because it sounds like you're a loud band, and you like to crank it up, right?
Yeah, we're pretty. We used to be, man. We used to really hurt people's ears, I think.
That's good.
But
though.
now we're really good at like our volumes now, man. It was important. Our producer and friend and stuff, man. Our label, everything. Sweet Song Nashville, man. He's been really great helping us figure out these common mistakes that bands make. You know what I mean?
Yeah, it's good to have a mentor like that to help you out. That's cool.
Yeah, totally, man. The guy from Sweet Song Nashville, man. The guy's helped me in so many ways, dude.
Oh yeah, shout out. So what are some other artists? You said Igor Stravinsky, but what are some other artists that you like look up to? Like even if you don't.
I guess like what I would say like our musical heroes, man, like Paul Leary from the Butthole Surfers. And like King Buzzo, the Melvins, Thurston Moore and Lee Ronaldo.
Hell yeah.
Sonic Youth. Like Malcolmus, or however you say his name, from Pavement. Doug Marsh from Built to Spill. All those dudes that were trying to do stuff that shouldn't be done. You know? Sorry.
All right, so I got one more song, if that's cool. This is
yeah, cool, man.
This is Tripination.
Yeah.
I like this song too.
With how many ever grains of salt you wish that the brown acid circulating around us?
Hey, do you want to take the brown acid?
How much you get, brother?
What kind? I don't remember.
Oh man, I don't know, you know. What we really need is like an extra person to go around and keep track of these kinds of things.
Right? Wait, hold on, man. I know it's really hot. I know, right? Like an extra person would be so right.
I know we have some blues, like green, red.
Make it like totally whole for us, man. And like maybe you can't like a schedule for us. So we can always be on it when we feel weird like all the time, man. Make it like vegan cuts too, man. Like really good. Like
Gotta got nice road now. With mouth some crazy biscuits, man. And like,
purple and white, orange and purple.
they walk on a lot.
Let's hand this stuff. Like remind us that we need to like drink water, brother. And we might stay alive. Remember that time in the desert we were like so thirsty? Definitely had some pink ones. Those pink ones are groovy.
Sucking on those rubber buttons.
Man, yeah, man. Those pink ones, man.
Yeah, I can
I really
definitely.
love that song.
Yeah, I can definitely jam out to that one. It's one of my favorites that you have.
Thanks.
So there's a lot of like interesting music videos you have on your YouTube for all the songs, and like so
Yeah.
is that something you put together?
No, not at all, man. The only one that's terrible, that's the one I did. The Michael Sadler, he's the one who did the cover art for the album. And Travis Caffrey, he did the back cover art. But Michael Sadler did Molecula, and then the rest of them, besides Growing Pumpkins, they were done by a guy named Travis Caffrey. He's in a band called Chop Chop Chang. Zach Caffrey. But he pumped out those videos like so fast, dude. It was crazy, man.
Because they're pretty cool, man.
They did amazing stuff, man. Like amazing.
We don't have it up on the stream now, but I'll link the YouTube channel underneath so people can check it out.
Cool. I'm pretty sure he did 8 of those videos, probably within 5 days, 6 days, something like that, man.
Dang, that's impressive.
Yeah, like it was definitely within like a week, man.
Okay, yeah, the one we just listened to, that song, it was like I thought that was interesting because it was like an eyeball and then there was like little holes. Is that part of the meaning behind the song?
You know, man, we had to write it. We needed one more song for the album, and we threw away a bunch of songs that were probably good songs, and we ended up settling on that one. And we wanted to write a song about, you know how like at the Woodstock thing where they like on the recording they're talking about the dude on the intercom about don't eat the brown acid, you know, right, that it's bad. And so we like wanted to write a song about all the people in the audience that had realized maybe they had ate that. Oh, yeah. That's what that song's about.
That's cool. Yeah, sounds like a bad trip or something.
Yeah, dude.
Because like I know, like I think it's like called like trypnophobia or something like that or something. Because the little holes, like I was thinking about that. It's like fear of tiny holes.
Oh yeah, like the holes. Those things, the holes are creepy.
Yeah, that was creepy to anyone. I don't know if it's just the actual phobia, but yeah, that's what it made me think of. That's cool, man. So let's see. So I thought it was interesting that you hosted. You sent me the link with all the places you have your music hosted. I thought it was interesting that you had it on Napster. I didn't even know that was still around.
Yeah. Dude, I swear I didn't either, man. Through our label, we got a really big digital distribution thing. So it's like on everything. And so I'm finding out all this stuff that I didn't even know existed. And I definitely thought Napster was not around anymore.
Yeah, that's super awesome. It's like underground. Check us out on Napster.
I know, dude. I know. I had no idea.
Here's our LimeWire link right here.
Yeah, dude.
So what can we expect from Vladopus9 in the coming days?
Man, a lot, dude. We got 3, really, like all the next set of shows are big deals. One's with Polly Panic. She's in Rasputina, so we're real excited about that. And we got a show coming up at the end here with the Native Howl, and that's just some real interesting stuff, man. It's like thrash metal and bluegrass put together.
Yo, what?
Yeah, it's called thrash grass, I guess. It's awesome. They're called the Native Howl. And then we're playing a pretty big festival, probably another festival. I don't know, the coolest thing that's happened recently, the Nashville Scene, that's like the preeminent music magazine here in Nashville. They put out like a playlist of like what they felt were the best bands putting out music so far this year. And we got included on that. And that was like a real big deal to us, man. I mean, like everyone, like Altered Statesman's on it and Verghost and bands like the Racketeers and Cage the Elephant and Black Keys, all the way to like Billy Ray Cyrus and Joy Williams from the Civil War. It's really great playlist, man, of like Nashville, because Nashville is that, man. It's 1,000 different kinds of bands.
Very eclectic place to be.
Yeah, totally, dude. I'm like, I'm sure everyone thinks of Nashville as like, country boots and stuff, and it is downtown. But like the underground scene in Nashville, I've never been a part of anything as massive and talent driven and everything. Here in the underground, man, like in the DIY and house shows and all that stuff, man, like everyone just, I think we all influence each other a little bit to go further than we can. And so everybody like is like a master of what they do, and it's so awesome, man. I mean, you don't go to a show here that someone doesn't blow your mind. like what they're doing.
That's super cool to be in like a local music community, because we've been trying to get into that in our Phoenix area.
Yeah, it's tricky, man. I've been here a long time, and I've tried I've tried the whole time to kind of pull everybody together, you know. But I think it wasn't ready yet, because the underground scene hadn't gotten massive enough. But now it's like massive. So, you know, everyone's trying to help each other where we can, and so, you know, it's really helping for us all to pull off things that normally we wouldn't be able to pull off, you know.
Yeah, I know what you mean. It's you can always rely on others, and it's good to have people to support you and help you out.
Yeah, you know, it's like the Mouthful guys. That's the guys that help me with the artwork and the video stuff. They're in bands, the Chewers and Chop Chop Ching, and like, you know, like the video stuff, I needed that for the digital distribution release, and so they wanted me to, you know, put up some videos, and so I wrote them, and you know, they're just more than happy to help me do it. And that's kind of like, it's not all of Nashville, but there are these parts of the musical communities that we really do whatever we can to help each other, man. You know?
That's super cool. It really gets the serotonin flowing, you know, to be in that kind of group.
Yeah.
So yeah, we try to sorry, go ahead.
No, I'm sorry. I'm just lucky, dude. I like, you know, I could have met a bunch of terrible people and had a different story about Nashville, but I got lucky and met some really good people.
Well, maybe there's just really not that as many terrible people as you'd think. Maybe that's what it is.
I don't know, man. There's some pretty. It could be epic.
So okay, what's the message you have for everyone that's listening? What's your catchphrase?
Choose a life, not a living. That's what I put on things.
Hell yeah.
Wow.
So like, okay, is that like Confucius? Because there was a Confucius quote. It was like, if you find a job you love, you never work a day in your life. Is that the similar?
I guess so. You know, I mean, I don't know, dude. Like, I figure everyone's always broke, no matter what.
Everyone's
so, you know,
broke?
At least, yeah, you know, like, I don't know anyone who has. Well, I mean, I do, but regular people I know, none of us have any money. But we all are really proud of what we do, you know, with our art. So
you definitely don't need money to enjoy what you enjoy, you know.
Unless you're hungry or something.
Oh, that's true. That's true. I think it's better to be broke, like in the USA, than it is in a lot of places.
Oh, I'm positive of that. Shit, man. Oh, sorry. Yeah, it's, you know, sorry, man.
Wait, what?
Oh, I keep saying the S word. It's probably
good.
the second.
You can
cool.
curse, man. It's all
oh, cool.
It's all inclusive here.
I'm trying to behave, man. So
I just been trying to cut back on saying like fuck every other word, so that's why I haven't been cursing. But you can curse whatever.
No, cool, man.
Because it's just like you don't even realize it. Like you have like a filter where you talk a certain way when you're around like regular people, and then when you're with your friends, you just like let go with all the curse words. Yeah, it's just kind of like
sometimes in interviews, man, it really matters if you mess up.
Yeah, because you forget about the filter sometimes, you know.
Yeah, dude. Yeah, especially if I start like, you know, talking about stuff that like, you know, I'm passionate about, man. I may cuss, and I really got to watch that.
Yeah, those are passionate words. I don't know.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's cool to be in like a local music scene. Like we did, we hosted like a charity concert in Phoenix at like a mall that's like old and closing down, and we had like some local bands come play, and then like we raised some money for like cancer patients, and like that was pretty fun. We did that last year.
That sounds amazing, man. Like some abandoned mall, basically. That sounds awesome.
It was sick. Yeah, it was sick.
Go inside?
It was so much fun, and like we're gonna try to do it again. But like there was like a pet store in the mall. Like there's a few stores open. It's like getting ready to.
Yeah.
It's kind of a rundown place, but like there's the pet store, and like the animals were going crazy because of the music. And like,
I bet.
And then like the guy from the pet store comes over and just starts like screaming at us because like, yeah, we had some loud music.
Very loud.
But it was fine though. We had permission from the mall to do whatever we wanted, basically. So
It's great you guys did a charity show, man. We like to do benefit shows.
Dude, it's so much fun, yeah, because it brings people out. A lot of people don't like to donate money or anything to charity unless there's some kind of incentive, so there's that.
Yeah, it's weird times, dude.
Or it's only like, or like people donate their time or their money to charity, but it's like only like when they have to, like around Christmas, and then the rest of the year they just forget about it.
I spent some time, a couple of years helping cancer charity, and like we did a lot of shows off and on, and you know, so I get that.
Heck yeah, that's awesome. All right, let's see. Should we play another song?
Yeah, dude. Yeah.
Let's see. Okay, which song do you want us to play that we haven't played yet?
Man, I really like I really like Bored Dorian a lot, man. It's definitely one of my favorite like ones that we wrote.
Let's see. Where can
But I mean, I like a lot of them, so.
Okay, can I find it? Let's see. I didn't prepare
It's
it.
probably like.
Oh yeah, I found it.
I think
Okay.
it's-
Yeah, I found it. Give me one sec. Do 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 do. This is the intermission. Do, do, do,
Cool.
do,
I
do, do,
totally
do,
thought
do.
I had done something.
No,
or
no,
something,
you're
man.
good. I just trying to find the link real quick so I can play it. Let's see if this works. All right, Tim Geiger says V9 for life.
That's Tim. He's the bass player on the recordings where there's bass in it.
Hell yeah. Okay. That was a great song. I really like that song. It's probably the best one. I'm
Thank
glad
you.
we played it.
It's my favorite. My favorite.
Yeah,
one.
I really like that one a lot, man. Just lyrically, I like it and the melody.
Super dope. Yeah, thanks for coming on our podcast, man. This has been great. It really has.
No, super happy, man. Super happy.
So I guess we can wrap it on up.
Hey, am I allowed to plug anything real quick?
Plug everything right now.
Cool, man. This guy named Adam Casto, he has a band called Nerd Table, and kind of what he does is he collects, known and unknown musicians and puts them all together on collaborative songs. And Lisa, she's on one. The album's called Nerd Table versus Galactic Turkey, but she's like on a song with like dudes from the Butthole Surfers and the Melvins and Pearl Jam and on. The list is ridiculous. So I really advise people to check that out. And I want to thank Eddie John Carter. He's over in the UK and he's been playing our music. You could check it out on the Nova Radio app, but he has 2 shows. One's in North Carolina called Fly Trap, and then the other one's in the UK called Across the Pond. And of course, I want to plug Sweet Song Nashville because that's everything to us, dude. That's probably it, I guess. I'm sure there's a lot more I could keep doing, but
Hell yeah! Check out everything. Check out Vladopus9. Check out all his affiliations, all their affiliations.
If anyone goes to like our Facebook page, there's a link somewhere within the first few posts that's from the Nashville scene, and that has the links of what they think are really great stuff coming out of here. And I encourage anyone curious about what Nashville's really like to go check out that playlist, man. I think it's like 35 bands or something like that.
If you want to send me like any other links that you want people to know about, I'll just put it under like the description.
Oh, for sure, man. I'll do it when we're done. I'll send you quite a few.
Cool. Yeah, we look forward to hearing your work in the future.
It's gonna be crazy, dude.
So, all right, thanks for listening, everyone. The Eager to Hear podcast is available wherever podcasts are sold or not sold or whatever. Just listen to it. We live stream every Saturday normally, but we're doing it on Sunday today. So every weekend, I'll just say that. Every weekend we live stream. If you want to be on our podcast, just come on our podcast. Fuck it.
Dude, I could refer some really solid bands if you want that are here in Nashville.
Absolutely.
Cool. Yeah, cool. I'll do that, man.
It's all fun. We're just hanging out and listening to music and shit.
Yeah, it's all easy going.
All right. All right. Bye, everyone.
Bye.